There's more in here. This is a pocket-sized book bound in leather. It's beautifully preserved. The binding is in fantastic condition. This book must have been part of some ancient courtier's personal library. The cover has been inscribed. Ah, heck yes, 2 for the price of 1. Oh. What? No, what? The second word doesn't look like anything I've seen before. Okay. Well, considering the comment about it being for English speakers and that it's on a book, I assume that this is an ownership mark. So it's either for or of. Let's see. So breath, crystal, only, book, presumably book. Oh boy. Book of future knowledge? That would be fun. That would be very fun. That could also explain why he's gone missing. Oh boy. Oh boy, I hope that's it. But let's go through this and look at it carefully. Okay, if I'm right about this being pilgrims, then this is not belonging to a pilgrim. Never seen this character before. Okay, and then this is weirdly similar to water. Okay, so it being similar to water, it could be wept, I suppose. But water also moves. I really want this to be Book of Future Knowledge. I really want this to be Book of Future Knowledge, but that is not, I think, I don't think. Okay, if we're going off of what it could be for plot reasons, then it is almost certainly Book of Future Knowledge. If we ignore what I know about the plot, if we ignore what I know about the plot and look at what language pieces I already have to try to figure it out, I think I'm going to get a different answer. Okay. All right. Let's see what I've got. All right, let's come back to this in a minute. It's getting hard to think about it because I've got that very nice answer there. Okay, so it's not pilgrims. With the encapsulation like this, that I guess could be every, maybe. It's not reclaim. It's for and or of. And all three, well, it's probably not and. It's probably for or of. It's just a question of which. Probably of, considering that it's a book. I mean, I think it's safe to call this book because it's a book. All right, so it's with a pilgrim's robe. All right, so it's not pilgrim. Okay, it could be Book of Every Knowledge. It could be Book of Future Knowledge. It could be... All right, if we're going with the water similarity, then This is either wept or part. Unless... No, it could actually, you know, I could make arguments for any of these with the association with water. I really could. The waters, may the waters light your way, like that's... Knowledge is usually a value, although clearly not always in this culture, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, so I could make an argument for that, I guess. Yeah, no, knowledge is looking the least likely, but I really want it to be that one. Okay, I could see it being part, if only because, like, we've got the water here, right? And, like, when I first came across this, it really struck me as, like, two sides of the two banks, right? And so, like, this two banks, but split down the middle. I mean, honestly, if I came across this in the wild without these suggestions, I would think maybe rain. So, I guess it's probably wept then. I don't want it to be. Is that too obvious? I don't think it's crystal. I guess it could be breath? Maybe. It really does seem to be. I'm really feeling pretty good about book, honestly, just because of the context. Context always matters. All right, let's take that back out. This is showing up in verbs and things describing people who are doing verbs, I think. So, and it's at the end instead of at the beginning. Oh, well, cool. That makes me feel a bit better that I can do it again later. Um, I'm really mostly hesitating over this because I am fighting with myself between doing it right, right? Like looking at what I previously got and trying to figure out the connections and just translating it the way that I want it to be for plot reasons. Book of Old Weeping. Book of Future Weeping. Hold on. Weeping's a verb. We don't have the verb wiggle. Doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily going to show up every time, but I could make an argument for knowledge. I could make an argument for knowledge I mean, but it really depends on like the relationship between water and knowledge in this culture. And I don't know. Separate. You know, well, okay, except for that that's also a verb. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, move, go. I guess the other way that I might translate this is evaporate if I saw it with water and outside of this context. So I wonder if... But it might be a verb only for things that people do. Like that's what the wiggly bits might just be for verbs for people. No, I think this is probably still the closest, but future every pilgrim's old. Okay, we're just gonna pick one. we don't have a verb. Okay, so that might not be working. That might not be. Given the context of the robe. No. Oh, that still doesn't work. Okay. We're just gonna pick something and keep moving. You know, I'm feeling pretty good about this being all. So, all right, book for every. Okay, let's. I'm not happy with it, but let's go with it. Book for every wept. Yoink! This can't be from the same site as that robe. In fact, I don't think we've seen anything with this kind of binding before. So this originates from somewhere I haven't previously discovered. But that's not all. There's also a thick ribbon of paper. Oh boy, I have gotten riches today. How did Renba get his hands on all of this? Assuming it was Renba, which we don't actually know for sure. Looks like there's some painted characters on it. Man, still a lot going on today. This one is a blotted piece from a longer phrase. I think my translation weep doesn't feel right now. I might be able to guess what this word means. Ah, this is a different set of options than I got before. Not entirely, though. Wait, no, it's... Oh, I see. No, it's labeled differently, which is what you were saying would happen. These are actually the same options from before. They're just labeled differently. Okay, so... I think the one that I liked second best was divide. Does divide make sense? Presumably, there used to be more to it than that. Yoink! Most likely, this comes from the same site as the book. Having this should help us to locate that site.